What is up, YouTube? It's Jared. You're watching Spinning Wheel, and today's video is going to be the 5 ugliest cars from 2000 until now. So, buckle in and get ready for the ride. And just as a disclaimer, this is entirely my opinions. So if you drive or have one of these vehicles, I am not saying you are an idiot for driving or having one of these cars. I just think that the styling of these particular cars could have been better and was not. Therefore, it constitutes itself as an ugly vehicle, and I think most of you are probably going to agree with my list. So, let's get right into it. Alright, so at number 5 on my list is the Mini Cooper Coupe. That thing was just, I don't know, it was ugly as heck. Mini Cooper body, but then the entire top of it just looks like a baseball hat that's put on backwards, and it has absolutely no style cues to it. It looks like they just said, let's make it look like a coupe and keep the original styling of the original Mini Cooper. I don't know what the whole wraparound glass is in the rear. I know it's kind of a call out to their regular just Mini Coopers, but if you're gonna make a coupe, at least make an effort. This was just a poor choice of design on Mini Cooper's part, and the coupe could have been stronger. It could have been a much better looking car, but because of the botched top, it just looks ugly and made my list at number 5. At number 4, we have the smart car. And to me, it's actually surprising that this car is not higher up on the list. The smart car is just completely ridiculous looking. I mean, there's absolutely no design to it whatsoever. And the fact that it's just a smushed up little compartment, it looks like a little teeny bubble driving around. The Fiat 500 looks better than this, and they're basically the same size. I think what really kills the smart car is the smart car roadster, or the convertible one that has just like the top that pops off. Yeah, that looks like one of those little feet cars you get when you're 3. It has the red body, the yellow top, and everything. Just looks ridiculous. I can't believe that they actually are still making these cars, but they are, and people are still buying them. So, I don't know what to say other than terrible design choice for the smart car. It's not even a very practical car to drive. It's so small, so little. Okay, practical, that's a bad way to put it, because it is probably very practical. You could park it in between cars, you know, at the grocery store. But as far as actual long-term use, this thing is very impractical. There's no storage space in it. It's very cramped, and if you were to get in an accident with a horse, you would probably kill yourself. So, smart car at number 4. At number 3, I have the Nissan Juke. This is a fairly new vehicle, and again, it was just poorly designed. It looks like they tried to make the Nissan Murano convertible or whatever and just smush it up into a smart car size. The thing is very small. It has terrible body lines on it. The headlights, the taillights, everything is just ridiculous. It looks ugly. It doesn't have any great qualities about it as far as I can tell. I haven't driven one, so I don't know how it is to own every day, but I have seen them in dealerships and sat in them and looked around them. The storage space is ridiculous how small it is. The back seats are very small. It's like essentially it's a sports car with 4 doors and an SUV body. Very poor design. Again, the whole sloping back window, rear of the vehicle thing, it doesn't even look like an SUV at all. Probably very practical in the city because of its size, but overall it just looks ugly, and therefore it made the list. Alright, at number 2, This car almost didn't make the list because they stopped making them just after 2000. So, at number 2, it is the Pontiac Aztek. The Pontiac Aztek was a great idea. It was a camping sort of vehicle, off-roader, whatever. It's supposed to be an SUV. It was, again, poorly designed by Pontiac, and probably a lot of people would agree that this is the ugliest car of all time, but I think it's only second ugliest car of all time. This thing was so hideous. I think they only made it for like 5 years. Again, a great idea and concept, but poor execution on Pontiac's part. I remember seeing this thing when it first came out at the car shows, and it had awesome potential to be this fantastic off-roading vehicle that had a pop-up tent in the back and was just all around an amazing car. Had great storage, had awesome features in the car, but that whole sloping back hatch window rear whatever was an atrocity. The whole front end of the car looks ridiculous and chopped apart with an axe. And the fact that it was supposed to be like an off-road vehicle, it had, if I remember right, it had one of the worst drivetrains of Pontiac's most recent history, like their recent history. The all-wheel drive system, as I remember, sucked and had small tires, just wasn't going to be an actual off-road vehicle at all. So, all in all, this car was a good idea in concept, very poor execution, very poor design choices by Pontiac, and not being able to offer this thing as an actual SUV with big tires, big drivetrains, and four-wheel drive capability kind of ruined this vehicle for a lot of people, including myself. All in all, it made number 2. Alright guys, at number 1, the Nissan Cube. Yay! No, this is not something to be excited about. If you have a Nissan Cube, I do not judge you, but you should take that thing and trade it in and get something new. The Nissan Cube is the ugliest car I've ever seen. I have no idea what this wraparound side window was and the one pillar on one side. It was not thought through. It looks like a cooler with windows and wheels. That is what it looks like, a cooler. Ugliest car in my opinion of all time, mainly for the fact that they tried to do something very unique with the window setup and the boxy look, but completely failed. I think they tried to make this very much like the Scion XB, which a lot of people think is an ugly car. I actually seem to like, for whatever reason. The Nissan Cube, however, with its ridiculous rear window setup that has one rear pillar on the driver's side and the wraparound window on the passenger side, bad idea. If you are wanting to be a designer for automotive industry or whatever, don't ever do that. Everything needs to be symmetrical, in my opinion. Otherwise, you are going to have a good idea in concept, but a terrible idea in production. So there you have it, the Mini Cooper Coupe, the Smart Car, the Nissan Juke, the Pontiac Aztek, and lastly, the Nissan Cube. Alright guys, so that is my 5 ugliest cars from 2000 to present. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. You can click right up here in the little box and you can subscribe to the channel. On other news, I will have a car thought vlog launching this week. So be paying attention for that. I'm not sure when it's going to come up exactly, probably Thursday or Friday, but stay tuned for that. It is the first part of a new sort of series that I'll be doing where I'm just answering viewer questions basically in my car and while I'm driving or whatever. So if you have questions, you can go ahead and leave those in the comments below. I will put a link to that video in the description as well if you want to leave comments on there. That would probably be better since then it will all stay kind of uniform, but go ahead and do that if you want to. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. Go ahead and check that out. Go ahead, follow me, whatever. It's all good. So, that's basically what I have for you today. Stay cool, keep it yagging, and I will see you later.